Good morning. Uh, we'll start. First, you just reply me whether I'm audible or not. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Uh, just we'll have some kind of revision. We have seen the process synchronization, right? So this is a way to coordinate the processes that share the data. That definition we have seen. Those the processes sharing the data. So these processes have some kind of coordination in between these. So that is nothing but the process synchronization. Now see, when we see the process synchronization, already I just told you, the processes we are considering cooperating processes. And the something is common in between these processes. So that's why whatever is that common part, that every process wants to access that common part. So that common part is nothing but this critical section. We have seen this, right? And we have seen how to just overcome this problem of the critical section. So this was the solution to that. So every process wants to access suppose this critical section. So before just entering into the critical section, so that process needs to execute this entry section code. There is a code. So after executing successfully this enter section code, then that process will enter into the critical section. And after just executing this critical section, so that process needs to execute this exit section code. After just executing this exit section code, then that process will start execution of remaining section, right? So this remaining section means that is not common to the other processes, right? So this is the critical section. We have seen how to solve this critical section. So one the solution is semaphore, right? So semaphore is what? That is simple. That is an integer variable, right? So these condition every process needs to satisfy: mutual exclusion, progress, and bounded waiting. So mutual exclusion means what? Every process, only single process should enter into the critical section, right? And progress means what? If suppose there is no any other process into the critical section and one process, suppose P1, that wants to access that critical section, so other processes should not interrupt that process from accessing the critical section. It means whatever are the interested processes, these should have the competition to enter into the critical section. And the bounded waiting is what? If suppose any process repeatedly accessing that critical section and it is not giving chance to other process to access that critical section, in that case we need to define some bounded time, and after that time that the third process will enter into the critical section. So that is the solution to this. And this semaphore we have seen. So this is a simply integer variable, right? So it is having two atomic operations, wait and signal. Using these two operations, we can write the code of entry section and code of exit section. That's it. So without these two operations, that process will not enter into critical section and will not exit from the critical section. So this till this we have seen, this example also we have seen here, right? Now today we'll just have the one problem, and we have discussed in last lecture. So from these two semaphore, one is the counting semaphore and second one is the binary semaphore, right? So for the some problems we can use only the binary semaphore. Just if we have seen this example, so here we had used only the binary semaphore. But some the problems are there we can use both counting semaphore and binary semaphore, right? So we'll see one the problem, and in that we are using both semaphore. So here, this is the
Hello, sir.
problem. Yes.
Screen is not visible. Please share the screen.
Oh, sorry. I not shared this. Oh, See, I was showing these PPTs. Initially, you just, if any problem, immediately you just inform me. Actually, I just discussed these PPTs. I was just assuming you people are visible to this. Okay. Anyway, this part I just explain you right now. This one, whatever yesterday we have seen, that same part I just told you. Mm, okay, let me start with this. The problem. One example is the producer customer problem. So that what that problem is that I'll tell you. We have a buffer of fixed size. So this is the buffer with fixed size. Suppose here that buffer is having four size, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we have a buffer of fixed size. A producer can produce an atom and can place in the buffer. Suppose this is a producer and we consider that as a P1 process, right? So this producer will produce an atom and that produced atom will keep into this buffer. Buffer is what? This is a memory, right? So after producing that atom, that producer will keep that atom into this, the buffer, and a consumer can pick that atom and can consume them. So whatever atoms this the producer or process one kept into this buffer, that consumer will pick that atom and consume it, right? So consumer can pick atom and consume them. We need to ensure that, right? Now this is a problem. We need to ensure that when a producer is placing an atom in the buffer, so then at that same time, consumer should not consume any atom. Have understood this? This is a problem. Suppose that producer produced that atom, and suppose keeping that atom into this buffer. At the same time, that consumer should not any atom from this buffer, right? So this is the thing. It means if suppose this producer P1 and consumer is P2, so at the same time, only one process should be there into this buffer. And this buffer is what? This buffer is a common area which these two processes needs to access. The producer and consumer, these two processes needs to access this buffer area, right? This is a memory area we can say. And we are considering this as a critical section. This the consumer, whatever is this memory area, this we are considering as a critical section, and at the same time or at single time only either producer P1 or consumer P2 should have that access of this buffer only, right? So this is a problem. So we'll see how to uh, solve this, right? So we can use the semaphore to solve this problem. One second. Okay. So we'll see this solution to this producer consumer problem. Okay. So here Oh, first, I'll just initialize the semaphore. We need to use three semaphores. One is the binary semaphore and two are the counting semaphore, you can say. So initialization of semaphore, I'll see this. So first semaphore that variable will consider for the first, that is for binary, initially 1, right? So this is the old binary semaphore. And second one, that second variable that will consider, that is full, that will assign with 0. So initially we are considering whatever the buffer we have seen. Initially we are considering all slots are empty. That buffer is empty. So that's why full is 0 means there is no any atom, right? So I'll write that also here. Initially all slots are empty. It means what? Full slots are 0. Right? And second, that next third semaphore, that variable for that is empty, right? And that we're assigning to n. N is what? The number of available slots. So initially all slots are empty. Meaning is what? If suppose that buffer, like here, this is a buffer, right? So size is 4. 4 means we are considering n value equals to 4, right? So initially empty means all these slots are empty, right? So there is no any value in these buffer. So if suppose that buffer size is n, then we can say all the blocks are empty. If suppose something is there, then we can say n minus 1, something, right? So this is the initial condition we can say for these three semaphores. Now we'll see the producer and consumer code, right? Suppose I'll write for the producer first. Suppose that producer produces that atom, right? Now, after just producing this atom, already I just told you that atom that producer needs to keep into the buffer, and that buffer is a common area. It means that is a critical section. So to access that critical section, buffer needs to execute that entry section, right? So I'll just first write it and then I'll explain that this code, right? So here wait operation, then again wait operation for this binary semaphore, and suppose this is a buffer. Consider this is buffer, it means critical section. We are keeping that atom into the critical section. Place that atom in buffer. Suppose this is a critical section, right? Now that exit section is because we have written the two semaphore. Cool. And we can complete this. This is always true, right? This is, we'll say, producer, and consider here is a buffer, right? This is a buffer, and we'll see the consumer. First entry section, then the intersection for this binary, and suppose here this is a critical section, and that critical, from that critical section it is removing that atom from the buffer. Atom from buffer. This is a critical section, and this is exit code. If you understood yesterday's problem, then this problem is a simple, and here we can say then consume that atom. This is remaining code. Only that remove atom from the buffer is, that is a critical section. From that buffer it is simply taking that atom, and after taking, this is the consumption, right? While true, right? Now see, now understand here this one. Consider single one atom is there. Suppose producer produce that atom initially, and we are considering that atom is there. Suppose this atom is there into this buffer, one atom, that is A, suppose that is there. So when that atom is A, then we'll see here, suppose first this buffer value, initially what that buffer value is, S is 1, full is 0, and empty is N. So S initially 1, then full, initially that full value is 0, but now how many elements are there? So that element is 1 into this, right? Initially, if suppose this A is not there, then full value would be 0. Now as one element we consider here, so consider that full value is 1, and next is empty. Empty value, what it was consider, that is n means, suppose here we consider that is n value is 4. Now how many slots are there? Free slots, 1, 2, 3. So we can say this is 3, right? Now you just consider producer again producing the next atom. We need to see that synchronization. It means at the same time only one process needs to enter into this critical section, into this buffer, right? Consider that the process P1, this is consumer, and this is the sorry, this is producer, and this one is the consumer. Now consider this producer produce that atom, that is B, right? Now that producer needs to enter into this, the critical section, it means into this buffer. So this producer needs to execute, this is a entry section. So wait empty, what we do in empty, that we know. What is the wait, the function? Here, that wait decrement that value and that signal increment that value, right? So here, when we say that wait, so this will decrement that value. And this is from this 1 to 0. It means now that the producer or P1 can enter into the critical section. Sorry, first we need to consider this empty. Empty we have written. So what is that empty code? So empty value is what? That is 3 here, right? It means we need to decrement that one, right? So empty value is 3. So from 3 that back becomes 2, right? And as already we have seen that from 1 to 0. Now suppose that producer is here into this critical section, right? Now in between this, suppose producer is here, in between that, suppose this the consumer needs to pick that atom from this buffer. So then we'll see what will happen. Now see, it will check wait full. So wait full means it is just simply incrementing that full value. It means that full is what here? 1. So after picking, that would become the 0. Now wait S. Now see, to enter into this critical section here, suppose, so that wait value should be, that is 1. So that's why this will enter into the infinite loop into this one, right? So this will not enter into the critical section here to pick that atom. So that's why, so this will wait and this producer will produce the atom, that is suppose B, and it will execute that signal code, signal S. Signal S means what? This is for increment. Now again this value becomes 1, right? And what about the full? Again this will decrement. So sorry, increment. So whatever is this, the full value, that becomes 2. So whatever is the produced atom, that will be added here. So now full means 2 entries are there, that is full. Empty is what? 1 and 2, that is 2. And after exiting this one, that way that the consumer will enter into this, because this S value becomes 1, right? This becomes 1. So this will enter into the critical section. But what value would be there of this full? Full will decrement by 1. This is 1, because this will execute this first, then this from 1 to 0 again, and then it will enter into the critical section. It means this will pick this force atom from this buffer, and after just picking that atom, it will execute this, the exit code. So what value would be there of S? This will be incremented by 1. And what about this empty, signal empty? This will be again incremented by 1. Where is empty? So there, sorry, what we did here? So empty, I think 1 minute. Something is missing, I think, here. One minute. After just removing this one, that empty becomes, right, it's correct. So empty becomes 1. So because a single atom is there, right? And after just removing this one, this will execute this remaining portion, that is the consumed atom, right? So from this one, we can understand that at the same time, only one, the process or that either producer or consumer will access this buffer, this one, right? And to access this buffer, we have used these 3 semaphore. One is a binary semaphore, second is the full and third one is the empty. So we know that semaphore is what? That is nothing but a variable, integer variable. So we consider for first integer variable, for first semaphore that S, for second semaphore full, and for third semaphore empty. So if you continue this one, you will find, so at the same time only one process will be there into this critical section. Have understood this? Any doubt here? Just please ask me. Anything? Sorry, one case is there. This is the increment now. This should be 3 because signal that is for increment and we are incrementing that empty. So from this 2 that becomes 3. Okay. So 1, 2 and 3. So after just removing this one, so the 3 slots will be free. So have understood this, the producer consumer problem solution. If any doubt, you just ask me please. Once you understood this one, then rest all are same. Only you need to consider that entry section, exit section, and this one. And see, this is a problem. You can design your own problem also, and you can design your own solution because this is the standard one. The semaphore. You can write that code in such a way that so at the same time only one process should be there into the critical section. That is the thing only. So that you can write your code also, right? So not necessary to have this same code because this semaphore is a standard the solution, the standard variable that is used to solve the critical section problem, right? Anything? Okay. Now second, again one more example that we'll see, one more problem that we'll see, and that problem is reader writer problem. Next problem is reader writer problem. Now what that reader writer problem is, suppose one database is there, or we can consider that kind of notice board or something, right? Consider this is a database. You can assume that this is a notice board or something, whatever, right? And see here we can perform read operation, write operation, read operation, write operation, something, right? Suppose read one, write one, read two, write two, something, right? So one thing is here, if you see, suppose consider this is a notice board, right? So anyone can read that notice board. If suppose more than one processes wants to read this notice board, then they can read. One example I'll just explain here. Suppose this is the one the file you can consider, right? Something you are just adding into this file. Suppose A, B, C, you just added into this, and the two processes are there, P1, sorry, P2 and P1, right? Now consider, suppose simply these two processes needs to read this one. So this one and this one, both processes can read. Now consider here, this is a critical section. Huh? This is a critical section because both processes wants to access this critical section area to read it. Now in this problem, see in the previous problem that thing was there at the same time, only single process should be there. Now here, if suppose this P1 and P2 wants to perform only reading operation, then they can enter, both can enter here, P1 and P2. For which operation we can say? For reading. Suppose P1 wants to read, P2 wants to read. Both processes can enter. Now suppose the second scenario is, suppose one process wants to read and second process wants to read. Now what will happen? So in this case, suppose P1 is reading, suppose that P1 is reading this one And after this one, P2 enter into this, and suppose this P2 edited this one, this is like D. Now after just performing that P1, that's complete. So P1 will return these three variables, but actually the variables are like this, right? It means this should not be there. So if in this case it is okay, if you are suppose performing read and write operation, so simultaneously both processes cannot enter into this. Only single process has to enter. Suppose P1 is reading, so P1 should completely read this first. After exiting that P1 from this section, then and then P2 can enter into this one. Or suppose P2 is updating something, so P1 should not enter into this one, right? In this case. Now suppose one process is writing and second one is reading. Again, in this case, only single process should be there into this critical section. So this is again a problem. Or suppose both are writing, both wants to write something. So whatever is the final that file, that would be the problematic. So we can say again here there is a problem. So in this reader writer problem, only in this case that two processes can enter into the critical section. For this cannot. For these three, they cannot enter the two processes into critical section at the same time. At the same time, only single process can enter into the critical section. That is the problem, right? Now, how we can solve this problem? Again, here we need to consider, see, you can write your own solution also for this. So there is no single solution. Now I'll just try to write this one somewhat bigger one, you just understand here, so that we'll understand that problem. Consider first the reader code. I'll initialize the three semaphore here, two semaphores. Suppose initialization. Initialization. One integer variable that will keep that reading counter initially 0, right? Then suppose this is 1. Semaphore. Suppose I'm taking that variable as DB. DB is for the database, right? Now I'll write that reader actually if I show that PPT and then edit this one, that becomes simple. Already this part I am having on the PPT, but I cannot explain in this manner on the PPT. That's why I'm just writing this. Okay. So this will take some time, but we don't have any other option. This is somewhat bigger one. This is first semaphore. Then this, and if then we can say readdb, right? And again here signal s. Signal s is for the increment of that s, that you just understand, and wait s, that is for the decrement. And this is our critical section. This is suppose database. So this one is the entry code, right? Entry code till this. This is critical section and exit code. Then we'll decrement this, and if then we'll decrement this. Sorry, increment. Getting confusion between increment decrement. And then that remaining part, that is process data. This is the remaining part. Okay. While true. This is the reader code, and consider here this is a database, and here this I don't know whether you will able to see this it afterward or not. Writer, right? Writer is simple one. It is having simple code. And then this is the critical section, database. And signal DB. Right? So now see here which variable we are considering here as equals to initially. Okay, I'll first take this. First, RC equals to 0, S equals to 1, and DB equals to 1. These are the semaphore, suppose, and S is a variable. Right? Now, which conditions we need to check? First one is like read, write, then write, read, write, and read. So we said in these only single process needs to enter, and here the both processes can enter. That is just assume here. Right? Now see, we'll execute the reader part. Right? So first, suppose consider check this. Now reader is executing this the entry section, and this is the exit section. Now initial values of these variable is this. Now first statement it is executing, that is s. What it is doing? It is simply decrementing that s. We know if that s value is 0, then it means some process is there into the critical section. So this becomes 0. Now what it is doing? It is incrementing this by 1. This is by 1. Just write here. Okay. We incremented this RC by 1. Now we are checking whether RC equals to 1. So this is 1. This condition is true. Then weight dB. Weight dB means what? We are decrementing it by 1. So this becomes 0. Right? Now here again this is executing this one. So signal means this is 1, and it is entering into this section. So after just executing this one, it means this is simply reading this one. It is incrementing this s by 1. Sorry, this is not signal, this is weight. 1 minute. So this should not be there, because where it is this one 0, right? Because when it is 0, it means something is inside of this. Now here, what is happening here? After reading this, suppose it is reading this, something A, B, C, D, something is there into this, right? Or only concept thing. So it is into this critical section. This reader is into the critical section. Now, in between that, we'll check whether that write or writer can enter into this or not, right? Now, what that writer is doing, writer is simply just executing this wait operation, wait db. So wait db means it is 1 minute. It is decrementing by 1. So see, if you consider here, so in this case, as this is not 1, if you see that wait function, so this will enter into the infinite state. So this will not enter into this, right? So that's why this will execute this section, and then after just reading this part, this will execute this exit section. So in this exit section, again this will execute the signal as, so it will be incremented by 1, then this will be decremented by 1, so this becomes 0. And if RC equals to 0, then signal dB means it is incrementing by 1. See, this is not a, because it is not enter into this, so that's why. So it is becoming 1, and then again it is incrementing. Sorry, this is again not there because we just removed this one. And after this, it is processing this data, right? So here you just understand, if suppose that reader is reading this, the critical section or the database, so that writer will not enter into this. Getting this? So here again, the concept is same. At the same time, the two processes can enter into the critical section. Only single process can enter into the critical section. So only see, as I said, we can design this code by your own, this exit code and entry code and this exit code. Same thing here, we can design our own the entry code and the exit code. So only to the design that we are using the semaphore, right? So with that semaphore, we can write the code, and that write that code in such a way that only single process should be there into the critical section, right? Now the last variable that I'll tell you. See, whatever the things we have seen here, that mutual exclusion, whatever is the main condition that we, three condition we seen. So these three condition will be satisfied. Which three condition? Mutual exclusion, process, and that last one is which one? Bounded waiting. Right? So now the last variable that we'll see here, this is lock variable. Now see, this is not the problem actually. The semaphore we have seen, they similar to that. The lock variables are also there. If you see, the different lock variables are there. That concept I'll just tell you here. And again, to access that critical section, that the thing is same, only we are using here lock variable. So that the condition is same, like acquire lock. Then here we can say that critical section and release lock. And here we can say this is always true. Now see, only here in the previous one we were considering this was the entry section and this was the exit section. So if you are using locking concept, so here where the instead of that entry section we are considering that as a acquire lock and release lock. This is simple lock. It means when someone enter into the critical section, so that lock will be that whatever that entry section that will be locked, right? And after exiting from this critical section, that lock will be open. So this concept is there. So you just understand. Only here we are using this lock variable to write the entry section and exit section. So initially, whatever is that lock value, that lock, see, and this is a lock is a variable. Huh? So initially that lock variable value is 0, right? And if suppose 0, then we can say backend. And if that lock value is 1, then we can say that is full. I'll tell you here. That same thing. While lock equals to 1, suppose. What I said initially, that lock value is 0. And see, I'm again putting here semicolon. This is similar to your wait function. There again, I had written that semicolon. So simply here, if this value is false, then it will enter into the critical section. Sorry, enter into the infinite loop, right? And this will becomes 1. This is assigning 1, huh? And this is a critical section. And here, after this, that lock value becomes 0. This is the simple one, right? Here only we are using this lock variable for the entry section and for the exit section. So again, we'll see here initially what I said, lock value is 0, right? Now see, initially as it is 0, so lock equals to 1. So this is not true. So this will exit. This will not execute this statement. So it will come here. Now, after just executing this statement, consider the two processes. Huh? Suppose P1 and P2. Now suppose P1 is entering into this. So it is 0. So that after executing this one, that lock value becomes 1, right? Now suppose P1 enter into this critical section. Now in between, suppose P2 is trying to enter, right? So when P2 comes here, it is executing, suppose. So when that P2 comes here, so you can see here that lock value is now 1. So it means this condition is true. So that P2 will enter into infinite loop. This P2 will enter into the infinite loop. So this P2 will be here and P1 will be into the critical section. Suppose that P1 completed that execution of this critical section. So it will exit from there and it will execute this exit code. It means that lock value again becoming 0. Now once that lock value becomes 0, so here whatever is that P2 was in infinite state, so that becomes 0, lock value becomes 0, so it comes to this point, right? And again, next time that P2 will enter into the critical section. In this way, this will do, but one problem is here, this one. Ensure mutual exclusion. Right? So this is the important thing, because whatever the semaphore and other we have seen, so there that mutual exclusion condition was satisfying. Now here, there may satisfy this condition or may not satisfy the condition. Actually, this is the problem with this lock variable. How that I'll again explain you. Suppose this P1 and P2, these processes wants to execute this critical section. Now consider initially the lock value is 0, right? Now here, suppose P1 wants to enter into the critical section. What happen? Now lock value is 0. this will come here into this while this condition is false. And suppose when this condition false, so before executing this statement, just keep in your mind, before executing this statement by P1, suppose this is preempted. Preempted means whatever might be that reason, so it just exited from that execution mode, right? So when this P1 executed this, so lock value was 0, right? For the P1, huh? And after just executing simply this statement, this is preempted. And that P1 has not executed this statement, just you keep in your mind. This is simply executed this statement and is preempted. Now suppose in between that, P2 enter here. So lock value is 0 because this is not changed because this statement is not getting executed. So lock value is 0. So P2 will come here. Now for P2 that lock value is 0. So this statement is executed. This condition becomes false. So that P2 will come here. Right? Now here for the P2 lock value is 0. So that becomes 1 after executing this statement, right? So P2 will enter into the critical section. Now see, P2 is there into the critical section, and suppose this in between that P1 come back. But see, P1 does not know whether that P2 is in that critical section or not. Only that P1 will check that lock value, so it is 0. So what that P1 will do here? Now see, this will start to execute this statement. But see, this will again change 1 to 1 because here already that lock value is 1 and this will again override that with 1. It means the lock value of this P1 is again 1, lock value of P2 again 1. And after just executing this same time, P2 will again enter. Sorry, this P1 will enter into the critical section. So it means with this lock variable, there is a possibility to enter two processes at the same time into the critical section. So that's why I said this does not ensure the mutual exclusion. And whatever is this one, this part happens in the user mode. This is a source code, we can say, whatever the lock variable, that is a source code. So this happens into the user mode and it does not ensure the mutual exclusion. So this is the lock variable. I think you might understood this. This is a simple code, right? So we'll stop here. If you have any doubt, just please ask me. Okay. Different lock variables are there. So the working of all lock variable is same. So don't mind. Once only we have seen this the lock variable. What about the other lock variable and that? So the thing is same, right? Only in this you just understand the critical section, and to execute that critical section we need to write entry code and exit code. That's it. And we have seen these two problems. So producer consumer and reader writer problem, right? And solution to that also we have seen. So if anything, you can ask me. Okay.